You're a real estate agent wanting a ton of referrals. Obviously, you're also an agent that spends a ton of time on social media. Obviously. Well, I'm going to share with you the 3 things that you can do on a daily basis on social to 10x the amount of referrals you get from your existing network. Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 425 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today, we're going to squeeze the referrals out of your network. The people who already know you, the people that you know. There are so many more referrals in there that you should be getting. And I'm going to share with you these 3 specific things that you can do on a daily basis while you're on social. You're already spending a ton of time on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. You're already there. But if you do these 3 things every day, you can 10x your referrals this year with your existing network without even adding any more new people to it. Now, you need to add new people to your network. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not giving you an excuse to just go stagnant here. The more new people you can add to your database, the better. But you don't need a bunch of new people in order for this to work. Now, I work with a ton of agents that are quite honestly struggling to grow Instagram right now. Instagram's algorithm has changed dramatically going into 2026. It's very different than it was last year and the year before, but there's certain things that are still tried and true. But here's the truth. Most agents, the content that you do will never get seen by anybody because it's not optimized for performance. It's not optimized for reach. In fact, there might be a setting that you have right now in your Instagram settings that's turned off, that's preventing Instagram. Like, it literally is not giving Instagram permission to suggest your account with non-followers. So we need to make sure that that's turned on. Well, I just made a video that breaks down exactly what you need to be doing before you post on Instagram and exactly which setting you need to make sure is turned on and where to find it, because you cannot find it on your phone. That video is over on the Massive Agent YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search Massive Agent, and find that video right now. It is absolutely worth your time. And I'm telling you, if you're frustrated, you're like, my audience isn't growing on Instagram, what's happening? Make sure that setting is turned on, because if it's turned off, Instagram, you haven't given Instagram permission to suggest your account to non-followers, which is a major, major problem. So it's also going to break down the 7 things you need to do before posting on Instagram, and it'll optimize your content for performance. You're actually going to start getting the views you deserve. Short video. Hope you enjoy, over on the Massive Agent YouTube channel. Okay, but you are here today, right now. Before you go play that video on YouTube, I'm going to teach you how to 10x your referrals in the time that you're already spending on social. Agents that I talk to on a regular basis are spending hours a day on social. A lot of it is scrolling mindlessly, perhaps doom scrolling. I'm not going to say shame on you, because we all do it, especially lately, it seems like. However, it's not productive. So let's make your time on social productive. There's 3 things that you need to do in order to 10x your referrals. Let's back up here. Why is social media so important for getting referrals? Okay, well, let's think about it. Where do the people who already know you see you most often? It's probably not out in the real world. I mean, unless they're your direct next door neighbor. The people that you went to high school with, your old, sorority sisters, your old, basketball team, the only place they see you is on social media. So in order to cultivate referrals, you need to show up so much more often on social in specific ways. And I'll break those down. By the way, spoiler alert, not rocket science. I'm just going to make it very freaking simple so you can know on a regular basis what to do, because there's all these different things you can do. I'm going to make it stupid simple, because when you pull these 3 levers, when you do these 3 things, you will be getting a ton of referrals, because the people that are already following you, your current network, your friends, your family, neighbors, people you went to school with, all that, they're already seeing you. Hopefully, we're going to increase that. And the way you show up when you do show up in their feed needs to be a certain way. So let's break that down. Number 1, I'll go over the 3 different things and then break them down further, right? So there's 3 different tools, if you will, the 3 daily habits that you need to do. You need to post something, you need to do a few stories, and you need to comment on their stuff. All right, that's the pod. That's it. Go post something, do stories, and comment on their stuff. Look, it's really not any more complicated than that, but I will break this down to give you some more context, to give you some more ideas, and to give you some more details on this. Okay, so you need to be posting some stuff that shows up in the feed, a carousel post, reels, videos. If it's Facebook, it could be a video, it could be a whole written post on Facebook. But creating posts is huge because that gets distributed to followers. It gets distributed to non-followers if it's a short form vertical video. But the people who are going to see it are the people that are closest to you, that interact with you most often. And I do a video about this next week on YouTube that breaks down, well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Okay. But I'm going to give you the exact roadmap next week, next week's YouTube video that breaks this down, because there's a very specific time period that, okay, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. You're going to love next week's YouTube video. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So back to it. The first way to get more of your current network, the people who will be referring you, to get them to see you more often, is to post more. And that doesn't mean just post a bunch of BS. Yes, posting more is helpful. I mean, if you post 3 times a day, you're going to get seen more than if you post once a day or twice a week. Okay. It's just a numbers game. I'm sorry. I mean, you could be mad at that. You could hate that, but that's just a fact. If you can't do 3 posts a day, I understand. I get it. Whatever you're doing, you've got to be consistent with it. If it's 3 times a week, great. Do it every week. And figure out how you can get to the place where you're posting every day. It doesn't need to take 2 hours to create a post every day. It could take 3 minutes. If you've been listening to some of our podcasts recently, watching my YouTube videos where I break down these ideas and what I'm putting out on Instagram, I'm showing you ways to do content faster and easier without a bunch of production time, because you still have to sell houses. You're still servicing clients. You're still running a business. The content you do is to get busy. And then if you do get busy, of course, you have to keep doing the content. Otherwise, you're killing the golden goose. But okay, so posting more often, but the posts have to be credibility boosting. If you just post nonsense, or if you're just posting memes, now that's good for personal connection, but you need to increase your authority and your credibility as an agent in the eyes of your network, especially the people that you grew up with, especially the people that have known you a long time, because they may not see you as a credible top producing agent. The strangers might, people that just came into your life over the last few years, they might, because they didn't know you before. But you have to be posting stuff that shows you're busy, that shows that you know what you're talking about. It shows that that you're knowledgeable. It shows that you are well-versed in how real estate transactions work and how to overcome hurdles in a transaction, that you work with, make sure that people are seeing that you are working with buyers and sellers, that you are selling homes. And if you're brand new, if you don't have a ton of sales, lean on your team, lean on your brokerage and what they're doing. Go show, hey, we just sold this house. We just do an open house and show people that you're busy. It doesn't have to be a big, long video, but people need to see that you're busy. You also need to be doing stories. And that's a great way to show people that you're busy, just by letting them see behind the scenes in your life. So you're going to be posting more often, which is usually to reach new people, to teach something, to be interesting and entertaining. The stories are meant for only followers. Only the people who follow you are going to see your stories. So 1 to 3 stories, I'd say 2 to 3 stories a day. Okay? Post once a day, and then 2 to 3 stories a day. The stories ideally are not even about real estate. They can be, if you're out showing a house and you're like, hey, check out this incredible remodeled kitchen that I'm out showing today. That's all you have to say, by the way. The people watching they're like, oh, okay, Dustin's out there. He's selling houses. You don't have to say, I'm a super busy agent. You should hire me because I have so much going on and I'm really good at my job. They will arrive there just by you highlighting that you are doing your job, that you are out there selling houses. They will arrive at the fact that, oh, they're busy. They must know what they're doing. They're active. They must be selling some houses, which is a good sign. They arrive there. So it's okay to show that stuff in your stories, but show the behind the scenes of your life. The other day, I posted a video that my wife and I took when we were out at some concert/rave. So we went to some electronic show, and we lasted till about 12:15. It was amazing. I didn't think we'd make it much past 11, so I was very impressed. And then I was totally wrecked the next day, by the way, because I'm 42 years old. But I posted a short video of us at this rave, and I said something like, me at age 20, when asked if I'd go to a rave, no, that's lame. Me at 42, say less. And just that video that had nothing to do with anything other than just showing what I did the night before, I had a bunch of replies, had a bunch of comments. It stimulated conversation. People are like, oh, I like that kind of music too. Oh, have you heard so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. It generates conversations with people, which is the whole goal. People learn something about me, that I like electronic music, very loud, very energetic electronic music. It's something that they can now connect me with to make me more of a person, to humanize me. So there's personal connections happen because of that one video. So maybe it's you showing your kid jumping off the stairs into a pile of boxes or something. Other parents will relate to that and they'll remember that. Not the fact that you're out there being like, I'm a real estate agent, you should hire me, but they're going to connect with you over something human, over something in your personal life. The stories should highlight stuff in your personal life and occasionally what you do for a living, as long as you do it well. So 2 to 3 stories a day. The added benefit of doing the stories 2 to 3 times a day, it compounds. And over time, you get really freaking comfortable talking to a camera lens. You get really good talking on camera. You get really comfortable just doing content, which will serve you when it comes time to do a video or a YouTube video or something like that, which for some reason we make to be much more intimidating than it has to be. I got really comfortable on camera just by doing Snapchat every day, just a few times a day, every single day, boop, 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 over and over. All those different swings of the bat got me very comfortable in front of the camera. So if you just post a couple times a week and that's it, and you're not really doing stories, it's going to take you so much longer to build the confidence in front of the camera, to improve your communication skills, and just to be comfortable talking at a camera lens. Like right now I am looking into the camera lens, which is, it's not weird anymore. It used to be, and I had to practice. So if you're doing something 2 to 3 times a day versus 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to get better at it so much faster. You're going to build confidence so much faster. And the stories are what people connect with you personally through. If you just do posts all the time without the stories, I promise you're not getting nearly as many referrals because there's not as much personal connection happening. Now, in addition to posting and doing stories, here's the missing part. My friend Chelsea Pite says this all the time, and I think she is spot on. Comments are content. If you are out commenting instead of always creating content, or in addition to creating content, that's where the magic happens. I'm a content creator. I'm always trying to create. I'm always thinking of new things. My mind is always in content mode. The problem with that is it's exhausting. And we get into these ruts and creative blocks, inspiration blocks, and all that stuff. But we so easily forget how powerful commenting on someone else's stuff can be to grow our business and to get referrals. Well, let me explain how. When you comment on someone else's post or you reply to their story, something actually thoughtful, something interesting, maybe it's funny, they get a notification, don't they? In their notifications, they see that you commented on their post. You liked their post. You replied to their story. You now showed up top of mind for that split second. If you do that over and over and over, and then if it's something, let's say they just got back from a vacation, they went to St. Lucia, because that place looks freaking beautiful. They went to St. Lucia. They just got back. They posted a bunch of photos, and you comment, holy crap, that looks amazing. We'd like to go there as a family. Where did you stay? Or where would you recommend staying? Any restaurants you'd recommend? As long as it's a genuine question and you're not just doing it as a tactic, as long as it's a genuine question, they're going to respond back. And then they'll tell you, and you can have a legit conversation. And now you're connecting through something that they posted. They took the time to do that content. All you did is commented on it. All you did is replied to their story. Hey, how was that? Oh, that restaurant that you like, what do they have there? Do they have this? Did you try this? What do you recommend? Do you think my kids would like it? Is it too loud? By being a human on social, by being social on social, there's all the upside in the world. So yes, you need to be a creator of content. Absolutely. But if that's all you're doing, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. You're leaving a ton of connection on the table. If you do those three, people in your network will see you everywhere. They will think of you way more often. They will think of you positively, and it dramatically increases your chance of referrals. Don't forget the comment part. The comments are absolutely key. If you spent 15 to 20 minutes a day commenting on your friend's stuff, commenting on your network stuff in a genuine way, right? To make sure that it doesn't feel like a tactic. And it has to be more than just like a thumbs up emoji. It's got to be like an actual, thoughtful, relevant response, something that they would want to reply back to, or that they would acknowledge and be like, oh, that's cool. Because every time you show up in their notifications, it's another impression where you are top of mind for that moment. You can force that to happen by commenting on more people's stuff. And then in addition, you show up in their feed, and then you show up in their stories feed. That right there is the magic to 10xing your referrals on social. Post once a day, 2 to 3 stories a day, and spend 15 to 20 minutes commenting on other people's stuff daily. This is not super time consuming. It doesn't have to be. You could do this all in 30 minutes per day. You could do it all in more or less time. It doesn't have to and shouldn't take a ton of time. Don't overthink it. There's a ton of great content ideas out there. What I'd recommend is go back and watch some of the YouTube videos that I put on the Massive Agent channel lately. I just did one talking about different content types and different post ideas, 3-minute reels. I don't know. I think it's called 5-minute reels. Well, it's a video with a bunch of different ideas for reels that take less than 5 minutes to create. Go do those. If you're feeling overwhelmed, go watch that video on YouTube and do those. First off, they work better. And by getting it done in less time, it's going to let you post once a day. If you're one of those people like, I can't post once a day. Well, because you're spending too much time on other shit. If you can get a post done in 5 minutes, you can do that every single day. Even if it takes you 15 minutes, you can do that every day if you make it a priority, if it's important to you. And I'm telling you right now, if you're already getting referrals from your network, social media is a part of it. Social media is a big reason why. You want to pour gas on that? You need to increase how often and how well you show up on social media. Do those 3 things: post, stories, comments. You will get more referrals this year than you ever have in the past. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care.